first of all, I'm going to show you the before so you can see what I'm working with. This is the walk-in closet in our bedroom. It's not the biggest closet, but it is a walk-in and a little small window right there. And the type of closet that we have is an angled closet, as you can see, because the house is at a peak. A shoe rack, that little thing right there that has just like documents that I have to go through. Then we have some shoes over here, some like bedding, hamper, just other little stuff there. We have this little belt organizer thing. We also have an attic and some built-in drawers. We have this little thing that we got from Ikea a long time ago. I really want this to go, or maybe like put it somewhere else, maybe refinish it. I don't know, do something, because I'm not liking this anymore. It just doesn't work out for us because I have all of her like stuff folded, and because the light comes in through the window, bleached or sun exposed damage, and it's just not cute. It's damaging the clothes, so we really need to let this go. One of the big changes that I want to do is change the color of the walls. This is a hideous like baby powder pink that I don't know what I was thinking when we remodeled this house 10 years ago. I mean, it's not ugly, it's just like it's not my thing anymore. I think around that time I was liking pink a little bit more than now. But I want to go for something lighter, something neutral, something that doesn't look like a freaking baby nursery. Today what I'm doing is taking everything out, like literally every single thing out, the clothes, and you know, dismantle anything that I need to dismantle. Once everything is cleaned out, I'm gonna start sanding. Okay, so I'm finally done taking everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding. So when I got everything that I need to sand, now I also cut some plastic because I am gonna cover the doorway, because I'm gonna go in there and start sanding, and I'm gonna try to keep as much of the dust as possible in there without having it to come into the bedroom. Of course, I'm gonna be using an electric sanding machine because that's gonna just be a faster job. And what I'm doing is basically just taking off the seal, like the shiny part. It is day 3 and I'm still not even done sanding the freaking wood. And my wife just told me that I have to sand the wall too. Let me take this off. Yeah, I have to sand the wall. At this point, I'm just freaking fed up and I just want to get this done. I am frustrated. I did do a lot of the wood already. I just got to repass it because my wife checked it. And she said, no, you have to get rid of all of the shine. And I do see it now. Like now that it's daylight, I see that there's still some shine. I don't know if you can see that. So I have to pass the sander one more time. And then I have to sand the wall. But yeah, just wanted to give you a little update of how it's going. Hopefully I can start painting today, because like if I have to sand another day, like tomorrow, I'm gonna lose my ish. I don't want to sand anymore. Okay, so I am finally done sanding the wood and the wall. It took me so long, and I swear I was like getting so frustrated because I wanted to finish. I was tired, my arms were shaking. I started taping the floor because tomorrow's gonna be painting day. Wifey's gonna be here helping me, so I'm excited because we're gonna finish faster. Do is finish taping the floor down. I already did the corners. Now I'm just gonna put a layer of plastic on top so that, you know, the floor doesn't get damaged. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not doing anything to the floor. It's just gonna stay the same. Because we want the room to have more light, I think we're just gonna go with light everything. So we're gonna paint all of the wood white. So everything that you see that I sanded down, that's wood. We're gonna go with white, and then the walls are gonna be a really light beige. So it's day 2 of painting, and yesterday we didn't really get much done. I mean, we did prime everything, and then we had to prime the wood, all of the trim twice, because we're having an issue with like yellow stains coming through. And I think it's because it's a very old wood. This house was built in the 1800s, and the wood has never really been replaced in a lot of the areas of the house. So what we did yesterday is we went out and bought some stain blocker. I suggest getting the primer, like the paint primer that you're gonna use, that already has a stain blocker. If you're also sanding and refinishing a very old wood or a very old house, once that's dry, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a coat of yellow. What am I? not yellow, a coat of white paint. So this is not going to be the primer, this is the actual white paint on all of the trim, all of the wood. Once that's dry, I am going to start painting with the actual color, which makes me so excited because I just can't wait to get rid of this pink completely. You can still see a little bit of pink, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm excited to paint it with, I'm using a very light beige that's not too warm and it's not too cool. I think it's like very neutral, and it's called Age Beige, which you will see later in the video what I'm talking about. All right, so I just finished doing the cuts. As you can see, everything is done, and now I'm gonna go ahead and fill the bucket with more paint and start rolling. So I'm gonna be doing this twice. So I'm gonna roll, let it dry, do the cuts again, and then roll again. It's a lot of work, but it's all gonna be worth it. Because the closet rod, it's kind of dirty, as you can see, in some spots where we've hung the clothes for years. So it's quite dirty, and it does have some paint in some areas. What I'm gonna do is just sand it down very lightly with a 120 paper, sanding paper, so that I can just remove a little bit of like this dirt, because it's not coming off after I cleaned it with a wet rag, because there's really no need to buy a new one if this one's perfectly fine. It just needs to be cleaned, just a little lightly sanded, and it's gonna look like new afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep sanding. So I'm back after almost 2 weeks of not working on the closet. I finally finished painting it. I needed the second coat of the cuts and the second coat of the rolling, so I finished that yesterday. I got injured. I already probably mentioned it in the video before this, but I got injured. I got carpal tunnel from sanding too much. I am finally starting to feel better, so I decided to start working on it again. So last night, after I painted it, I went ahead and cleaned everything. I took the plastic off, cleaned, dusted, mopped, vacuumed everything, and this is what it's looking like now. I absolutely love the way it's looking like right now. It just looks more airy and more brighter, and it's just gonna look amazing. Now what I'm gonna do is start putting everything back like that. So here's one of the pulls for the drawers, and this is what they look like. It's just goes like this, and you just pull it out like that. Anyway, so I didn't like the color. It looked really just rusted and ugly and just, you know, really dirty. I don't know if you can tell, but after the sanding machine got a little bit of that thing off by mistake, I noticed that it has a gold color, like a gold finish under. So all of this black is just dirt and just nasty stuff that's been stuck to the metal for a while. So what I did is I got a sanding paper, just like a little 120 sanding paper, and I did this. So this is what it looks like now. I mean, look at this. Day and night, this is how it looks after I sanded it down. It's just a really pretty gold, and I absolutely love the way they look now. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of them, just sand them down and wash them and clean them, and then just install them back in there. That way I can compromise with wifey, and she gets what she wants and I get what I want, because honestly, I was not putting them back like this. These are just horrible. They look so ugly. This was such a great idea to refinish them by sanding them and, you know, make them look a little bit newer and prettier. I do suggest, if you are gonna do this, to go in one direction. Like when you're sanding, instead of going like up and down, side to side, just keep it at one direction. So what I did is just did side to side, back and forth, and it kind of just looks like brushed nickel or like brushed metal, and it just looks really, really pretty in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and install them. Good morning, my honey bunnies. So it's a new day. I am back to finishing the closet. Okay, so last night I built this shoe rack that I found at Ross for only, where's the box at? Hold on, let me find the box. This is what it looks like. It is a 6-tier fabric shoe rack. Although this is not fabric, like I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but this is not fabric. So I still got it. I know it's not gonna be like the sturdiest thing. Like I know this is maybe go bad right away because it feels really thin. It's just like paper in a way. I was thinking that I can just do my own fabric. I have a sewing machine. All I need to do is go buy some fabric and just cut my own and sew it. so that it can be the same thing as this, but just more sturdier. I also picked up a whole bunch of baskets that I'm gonna be using for this room. I found all of them at Ross for really inexpensive, just to keep everything uniform and just tidy instead of like just putting everything back on top of the board or the shelf. I thought I would just do baskets. So I found all of these at Ross and they were all super inexpensive. Like some of them were 12, some of them were 7, some of them were 5. These are really beautiful right here. Let me show you. These are so beautiful and I can't believe I found them there. I had a whole bunch of these. I also found this one over here, which also matches very well with this one because it has 2 different type of like woven materials. So it has this one and then it has more of like a tighter one in the bottom. This one does as well, so matches perfectly. This little type of material is the same material as this part right here. So everything just matches and coexists. We're here at Ikea looking for a dresser for the closet. I checked the thrift store twice and nothing. I didn't have luck. And yeah, so we're here hopefully trying to find a dresser that's gonna fit the closet, not only like measurement wise, but also aesthetically wise. I'm looking for either a really light color like white, so all of these would be perfect. I just gotta measure and see which one I can take. So the one that we really came to see is this one right there. But now that we're here, we see other ones that we like a little bit more. For example, this one. I think we're gonna take this one because me and my wife both like it. So I think this is the winner. Good morning. Today is the next day. Yesterday we went to Ikea as I showed you in the footage and we found a dresser that we really like. So this morning I woke up early and I'm like, yes, I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's build it. That is what I'm gonna be doing right now. I just brushed my teeth, kind of washed my face a little bit. So I haven't even like brushed my hair or anything like that. So just gotta deal with this face for a little bit. I have everything in here. I took everything out and I just put everything in the closet because I suggest that when you're building something, build it in the room that you're gonna put it in, because then you don't have to be like taking it upstairs or, you know, like dragging it back and forth. Just do it in the room that you're gonna leave it in. So that is what I'm gonna be doing today, is building this dresser. The one that we got is called Brims. I don't know, you know, Ikea names are hard. So I already started and I'm gonna be building the drawers first. I'm gonna be building it because I'm a strong independent woman and I'm gonna do it. I just opened everything up, like the little tools, like the little bolts and whatever they're called, or screws, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot of them. There's a lot going on here. Okay, so I'm finally done with the dresser. I actually did it pretty fast and everything's fine. I mean, this is what it looks like. Again, this just has like the frosted, this little window on the top. I wish they were all frosted. I don't understand why it's just one frosted. Are you ready for the reveal? So this is what our closet looks like.